Newsline, an hour presentation of the most compelling news from Liberia and the rest of the world. Today is Monday, the 17th of June, 2024. I am Vafli Kamara presenting, and big stories will follow this afternoon. Government discloses plans to elevate Boca Washington Institute to a technical college.
Boca Washington is going to be elevated to a technical college.
Jailed former Chief Justice Gloria Musu-Scott describes compassionate leave report as unfortunate.
To read some of the publications, the president has granted compassionate. Does the president grant compassionate leave? It's so sad.
Information Minister Jeremy Pia reaffirms government's commitment to public sector transparency and accountability.
Sometimes when people make accusations, beyond looking into the detail of it, just on the surface, sometimes we've got to ask ourselves a hard question.
And away from Liberia, at least 4 people killed and several others injured by car in Malawi's VP's funeral convoy. These and many more stories, including sports, the weather reports, the news in simple English and French are coming up. First, Emmanuel Colley and the news bulletin.
President Joseph Boakai has disclosed plans of elevating the Boca Washington Institute BWI in Kakata, Magabi County to a technical college. President Boakai believes this will afford young people the opportunity to acquire technical knowledge and improve their living standards. He said education, which remains a key pillar to this administration, holds the key to unlocking the potentials of the youthful population in Liberia.
I want to tell people, Magabi, Boca Washington is going to be elevated to a technical college to serve our people, to provide those things for our people. We're working on it. We're not just talking, we are going to work with people, and we started doing.
The Liberian leader also urged citizens to put aside individual differences and unite in fast-tracking the developmental agenda of the country. President Boakai made a disclosure at a groundbreaking ceremony of the proposed Bacteria Mission project over the weekend in Magabi County. Jailed former Chief Justice Gloria Musu-Scott has described as sad and unfortunate media reports alleging the granting of compassionate leave to her by the president. Councillor Scott said it is unfortunate that some media institutions will opt to publish such falsehood without any effort to verify. Councillor Scott, however, believes such publication is a continuation of what she described as the cruel and inhumane treatment against her.
To read some of the publications, the president has granted compassionate. Does the president grant compassionate leave? It's so sad for professional persons who have their institutional reputation to protect, would not have done the due diligence to verify.
The former Chief Justice spoke to reporters from the Monrovia Central Prison over the weekend. Councillor Scott said she had gone to her property to take accurate inventory of items taken away for proper legal documentation. Meanwhile, Councillor Scott has described her prosecution and subsequent conviction for murder as a scam. The former Chief Justice is in jail following her conviction for murder. Speaking to journalists from prison over the weekend, Councillor Scott said the entire process was arranged to shield the real killers of Chala Musu. She said no matter how long it takes, the truth will one day come out and the real doers will be exposed. Councillor Scott said that Councillor Scott and co-defendants are waiting on the Supreme Court for the final determination of their fate after their lawyers appealed against their conviction. Information Minister Jeremy Pia has reassured the government's commitment to fostering public sector transparency and accountability. Minister Pia's statement is in reaction to reports alleging that the government has spent over $700,000 to underwrite the cost of the recent Senate retreat in Buchanan. But in an Elbc interview Monday, the information minister clarified that at no time did the government disburse any such fund to the Senate.
On your own, without any noise, anybody making any noise. Somebody want to tell you that 30 people go have retreat and they spend 700,000. You know what 700,000 is, right? Sometimes when people make accusations, beyond looking into the detail of it, just on the surface, sometimes we've got to ask ourselves a hard question. Who spends 700,000 for retreat?
The Liberian Information Minister said though it is good to checkmate the words of public officials, such efforts should be backed with documented evidence. Meanwhile, Information Minister Jeremy McPherson has disclosed plans to make government's communication system more effective and efficient. Minister Pierre said the ministry has already developed a short-term policy titled One Government, One People, One Platform policy of communication. The Liberian Information Minister said his strategy is to ensure improved coordination in government's communication system. He said though government's communication arm is doing well, interagency coordination among and between ministries and agencies is critical to a centralized information management and delivery to the people. Minister Pia made a disclosure Monday in an Elbc interview. Gbapolo County District 2 Representative Luther Collins has presented his legislative report to his constituents after nearly 6 months at the legislature. Representative Collins said the move is to promote accountability and adverse to people on the different workings at the capital. In his report, Representative Collins boasted of an increment in the budget for the Emirate Hospital and the construction of a proposed maternity home at the Bele Fasama Clinic in District 2, Gbapolo County.
We have been able to work with our colleagues by advocating a significant increment in Emirate Hospital. Draft budget from 150,000. The Emirate Hospital is now opportune to receive the total of 1 million instead of 150,000.
The Gbapolo County District 2 lawmaker maintained that his office will remain engaged to address pressing challenges confronting the district. He decried how the deplorable road conditions in the area has rendered untold sufferings on the citizens and called for a united front to address critical development needs. A man believed to be in his early 30s has committed suicide in Bao Beyikia town in Nima County. Elbc Demi reportedly killed himself as a result of shame after his wife publicly told him about his impotency. According to our correspondent, the decomposing body of Isaac was discovered in a cocoa farm on Thursday. A 50-man jury setup reported that there was no foul play into his death. Meanwhile, the body of Elbc Demi has since been buried by family members. A 50-year-old gold miner and businessman has been charged and sent to court for reportedly raping and murdering a 13-year-old girl in Grand Jida County. Mark Danga was arrested in August last year and charged for kidnapping, rape, and criminal conspiracy, among others. During police preliminary investigation, Mark admitted to committing the crime but was later denied. On all allegations, medical reports have since revealed that the victim was raped and grossly murdered in August of last year. Meanwhile, Mark Danga is currently undergoing court trial in Grand Jida County. And Liberia has congratulated the government and people of Ireland as they commemorate the country's National Day on today, June 17. According to a foreign ministry release, government's congratulatory message was conveyed by President Joseph Boakai on behalf of the government and people of Liberia. In the message of his counterpart, President Boakai also conveyed sincere gratitude to the government and people of Ireland on their continued support to the country's fisheries sector and achieve economic growth and development. He prayed that the bilateral relations between the two countries will grow stronger for the mutual benefits of the two nations and peoples. The release also quotes President Boakai as expressing optimism of sustained mutual collaboration in agriculture, education, tourism, sanitation, international peace, and justice.
Emmanuel Colley there with the news bulletin. You're listening to Newsline on ELBC Radio. A 1-hour presentation of all the news you need to know. And one of the big stories we're following this afternoon, jailed former Chief Justice Gloria Musu-Scott describes compassionate leave report as unfortunate. Well, over the weekend, President Joseph Boakai joined citizens of Magibi County in breaking grounds for the construction of a proposed Bethesda Mission project. The project is in honor of the late missionary Vera Stevens, a woman whose spiritual guidance and teachings the Liberian people benefited. Delivering special remarks at the occasion, President Boakai described the late missionary as a woman who dedicated her life to serving mankind, mainly children. Vasta Talu was at the program and now reports.
The Liberian leader urged citizens to emulate